Philodendron Red Congo versus Imperial Red. My Philodendron Red Congo has become a real conversation starter. Its leaves are these stunning, wide, heart shapes that unfurl a deep, burgundy red before maturing to a rich, almost black with a subtle metallic sheen. It grows at a steady pace, putting out new leaves regularly, and seems pretty forgiving if I forget to water it for a day or two. The only downside? It can be a bit of a climber, so I had to invest in a moss pole to help it reach for the light. Now, my friend has an Philodendron Imperial Red, and while they're both beautiful, they have a completely different vibe. The leaves on hers are much pointier, more like elongated arrowheads, and the red is a brighter, more cherry shade. It seems to be a bit of a faster grower too, constantly pushing out new foliage. The trade-off is that it seems a touch fussier about watering, a little too dry, and it gets a bit dramatic. See more 623 species in genus Philodendron at monsteraholic.com. Philodendron Red Congo versus Red Emerald. Honestly, telling the difference between my Red Congo and Philodendron Red Emerald at the local plant store can be a bit of a headache. They both have those gorgeous, deep red, heart-shaped leaves, though maybe the Red Emerald leans slightly more towards a maroon hue. Growth rate seems pretty similar for both, and neither seems overly particular about watering. Here's the thing though, the Red Emerald has this incredible shimmer to its leaves, almost like it's dusted with glitter. It's hard to explain, but it just adds this extra layer of magic to the plant. That little bit of sparkle might be the deciding factor for me if I was picking between the two. How to care for Red Congo Philodendron. Philodendron Red Congo, Philodendron Rojo Congo, is a striking tropical plant prized for its vibrant red stems and glossy green leaves. Here's how to care for Red Congo Philodendron. 1. Light. Indirect light. Place your Red Congo Philodendron in a location with bright, indirect light. Avoid direct sunlight, as it can scorch the leaves. However, some filtered sunlight can help enhance the plant's coloration. 2. Temperature. Warmth. Red Congo Philodendron prefers temperatures between 65 degrees Fahrenheit to 80 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. Protect it from cold drafts and temperatures below 55 degrees Fahrenheit 13 degrees Celsius, as it is sensitive to cold. 3. Watering. Moderate watering. Water your Red Congo Philodendron when the top inch of soil feels dry to the touch. Water thoroughly, allowing excess water to drain away from the pot. Avoid overwatering, as it can lead to root rot. 4. Humidity. High humidity. Red Congo Philodendron appreciates high humidity levels. You can increase humidity by placing the plant on a humidity tray filled with pebbles and water, using a room humidifier, or misting the leaves regularly. 5. Soil. Well-draining soil. Plant your Red Congo Philodendron in a well-draining potting mix rich in organic matter. A mix formulated for tropical plants or a blend of peat moss, perlite, and compost works well. 6. Fertilizing. Fertilizer application. Feed your Red Congo Philodendron with a balanced, water-soluble fertilizer diluted to half strength every 4 to 6 weeks during the growing season, spring to fall. Reduce fertilization during the winter months. 7. Pruning. Pruning maintenance. Trim away any yellowing or dead leaves as needed to maintain the plant's appearance and health. You can also prune to control its size and shape. 8. Support. Staking. Provide support for your Red Congo Philodendron if it becomes top-heavy or leggy. You can use stakes or a moss pole to help the plant climb and maintain an upright growth habit. 9. Repotting. Repotting. Repot your Red Congo Philodendron into a slightly larger container every 1 to 2 years or when it outgrows its current pot. Choose a pot with drainage holes to prevent waterlogging. 10. Pest and disease control. Pest management. Watch for common pests such as spider mites, aphids, and mealybugs. Treat infestations promptly with insecticidal soap or neem oil. Disease prevention. Ensure good air circulation around the plant to prevent fungal diseases. Avoid overcrowding and overwatering, which can create favorable conditions for disease development. 11. Cleaning. Leaf care. Keep the leaves of your Red Congo Philodendron clean by gently wiping them with a damp cloth or sponge. This helps prevent dust buildup and keeps the foliage looking glossy and vibrant. 12. Toxicity. Toxicity. Keep your Red Congo Philodendron out of reach of pets and children, as it is toxic if ingested. How to propagate red Congo philodendron. Here's how to propagate red Congo philodendron. 1. Stem cuttings. Selecting cuttings, choose a healthy stem with at least 2 nodes, where leaves emerge, and a few leaves. The cutting should be around 4 to 6 inches long. Preparing the cutting, use clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears to make a clean cut just below a node. Remove any lower leaves to expose the node where roots will develop. Rooting hormone, optional. Dip the cut end of the stem cutting into rooting hormone powder to encourage root development. Planting, plant the cutting in a small pot filled with well-draining potting mix. Firm the soil around the cutting to ensure good contact. Watering, water the cutting thoroughly and place it in a warm, bright location with indirect sunlight. Root development, keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. Roots should begin to develop within a few weeks to a month. Transplanting, once the cutting has developed a healthy root system, you can transplant it into a larger pot or directly into the garden. 2. Division. Selecting the plant, choose a mature red Congo philodendron with multiple stems or offsets. Preparing the plant, carefully remove the plant from its pot or dig it up from the garden. Gently shake off excess soil to expose the roots. Dividing, use clean, sharp tools to divide the plant into smaller sections, ensuring each section has its own stem, roots, and leaves. Planting, plant each divided section in its own pot or directly into the garden, using well-draining potting mix. Watering, water the newly divided plants thoroughly and place them in a warm, bright location with indirect sunlight. Root development, keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged as the divided plants establish themselves. Transplanting, once the divided plants have established a healthy root system and new growth, you can transplant them into larger pots or their permanent growing locations in the garden. Tips. Propagation is best done during the plant's active growing season, typically in spring or early summer. Maintain high humidity around newly propagated plants to encourage root development. Monitor the propagated plants regularly for signs of stress, and provide appropriate care as needed.